Tiffany, and welcome to my channel, Foxey Sunrise. So tonight I'm doing a pick a card reading for the current energies. So this can pertain to February of this year or any time that you come across this video. So again, this is a pick a card reading, sort of an overview of the current energy or aura that you are most swimming in. So just a few things. Pick whatever number you're drawn to, however many groups, doesn't matter. And also, this is a general reading, it's not a personal reading, so it may not resonate, and if it doesn't, that is totally okay. You don't have to agree with any of it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Group 1 is cornered. Group 2 is layers. And this is group 3, undulation. Alright, so I'm going to start with group number 1 with cornered. Oh, all the timestamps are going to be down below in the description box, as well as any links, social media, all that jazz is going to be down below. So yeah, group number 1. Cornered. I'm just noticing that this card feels like I'm in the inside looking out, so almost a perspective of being unable to do what maybe the people outside of this entrapment are able to do. So perspective, I'm thinking of perspective, and I'm also thinking of the mind. Okay. So I'm going to start with the tarot. What group 1? What messages does this deck have for group 1? Group 1. Messages for group 1. Cornered group 1. Okay. So we have the 3 of Cups in reverse, 4 of Pentacles, and Temperance. This group feels lonely. Like you haven't had much time to really socialize, or maybe you've been in isolation too long. Now I'm looking at this cornered card as like almost being caged up, caged in. Maybe feeling a little bit disconnected from your friend groups, whether that be physically or emotionally disconnected or detached from maybe even your social scene, or it's like you have different values or ideas that you're hanging on to that make you feel disconnected from your current social circumstances or your friend groups. And there's a need to, again, earlier I mentioned a perspective, and we have the Hangman in reverse at the bottom of the deck. And so this brings up perspective for me again. So upright, he's sort of hanging upside down, getting a different view of the world. But even in reverse, he's viewing the world differently from how he originally would view it in the upright position where he is upside down. So this view, it almost looks like he's just standing, and this is a different perspective of the card, as well as if this was an actual person, we imagine that this was a person, they're also receiving a different perspective being in reverse. So this is a major lesson, being that it's one of the major arcana cards in the tarot. It's a major lesson on how to view different perspectives, and there may be a distance or a feeling of detachment from the group because of maybe being on a new spiritual journey, or some kind of shift in mindset. But there's a need to balance your inner world, or isolating, or introversion with the outer world, the physical world. So whether that's spirituality balancing with practicality, or introspection versus being out and socializing and getting sort of a breath of fresh air, not caging yourself in your house, if that's the situation that this is aligned with. I'm thinking of water when I'm looking at this Temperance card and the Hangman card. And water makes me think of emotions and empathy. So maybe there's a need to balance your empathy with practicality, or to empathize with others who may not think the same way you do, or have the same values as you do, or be compassionate towards this social circle or friend group that may not be on the same level as you, and just step outside. Yeah, step outside the box, step outside the room, step outside your mind. There's a need to get out of your comfort zone and see something new, so that you are, it's almost symbolic of, if you see something new, it might shift your perspective because you're seeing something new. I think that seems repetitive, but I think that makes sense. Let's see. Go with affirmation cards. What message does group 1 have from this deck? What does group 1 need to know from this deck? Wow. What does group 1 need to know from this deck? Okay. We'll take both of them. I am at peace with the past. That makes me think of maybe you lost a friend group, or the friends that you had aren't your friends anymore, and you're kind of hanging on to what's left and feeling a little isolated. I'm just getting a need to get out and do something new, be around new people, join like a community of some sort. I am open and receptive to the abundant flow of prosperity that the universe offers. All my needs and desires are met before I even ask. So whether that is allowing yourself to receive a new friend group, or a friend, or money, if you're feeling almost tied down by your responsibilities, maybe you're too practical and you're not allowing yourself to have fun and meet up with friends. Maybe that's making you feel as though you don't have anyone to hang out with because you've been working so much, and so you feel disconnected from your group of friends, and there's a need again to balance things out, whatever is imbalanced in your life, so that you don't feel so claustrophobic and stuck or trapped, or feel the need to hang on to the little bit that you have that moderately satisfies you. My world is a reflection of my thinking. Which head are you feeding? The one that drains you or the one that uplifts you? What are you thinking about? Is your mind the cornering? Is your mind the prison which you are trapped in? I want to say journaling. I always suggest that, I feel like, in every video, but it puts things into perspective. Again, I keep mentioning the word perspective, but when you put it on a paper and you read it, you're like, wow, is that really what I've been thinking? You know? So there is that. What does this deck have to say to group number 1? What messages are in this deck for group 1? Go outside, step outside, Mama Gaia, earth connection, maybe even crying, creation, creating, being artistic. This is divine feminine energy, and that is very much connected to the emotions, to creating, expressing oneself through the throat chakra, which is connected with the color blue, going outside and grounding. If you've been at home, if you work from home, and so that's even more of a reason for you not to really get out of the house very often. Maybe you have maybe a little bit of agoraphobia. I don't know. I know I did, being in quarantine for so long. I feel like, labeling it a phobia is a little intense. It wasn't like that, but it was just kind of like being cooped up. You're just like, is it okay to go outside? Is it safe to do that? So go outside, get some fresh air. Again, doing that Mama Gaia, Mother Nature, being outside, going for a walk really does shift your perspective, and you don't feel as trapped, as cornered, whether it's in your mind or actually, sometimes it can manifest into you become so trapped in your head you don't even really move at all. You just stay in your room or you stay in the house because it's just, you can't get out of your head. There's no movement really happening if you're just stuck here. I hope that makes sense. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to the earth. Stay grounded. Come back to earth. That makes me think of being in the head is kind of like being in the ether sometimes, where anything can happen, anything can be created, whether it's real or not. So it's like, this card makes me think of like a really good friend, or someone kind of being like, snap out of it, come back down to earth, everything's okay. Gratitude, I'm also thinking of gratitude with Mother Earth too. Higher learning in reverse. There's something again to be digested and learned from whatever the situation is. And the big word that I've been using this whole time is perspective. So the higher learning here is being given to you. There's a lesson from this. There's a transmutation that should be happening from this. By that I mean, like, there's a way to shift it. This is helping you to be more resilient with your situation, I feel, in an alchemical way of shifting your mind, shifting your thoughts, and really being able to take this lesson, whatever it is. But it's in reverse, and again, it's making me think of perspective. It's like you can't understand this higher learning, this higher lesson, if you are stuck in almost a loop of what's wrong, or stuck in a loop of wow, oh my gosh, that's crazy. The song right now that's playing, I play lo-fi in the background. The song that it's on right now is Anxiety. So I don't know if you have anxiety, just obsessive, maybe like OCD, obsessive thinking. And when the mind is on that playlist and not necessarily clear, but not open and receptive, and kind of, the only word that I can think of to say is clear, in the sense of open to receive. So if there's not enough spaciousness in the mind to receive these blessings, these ideas, these higher learnings, because of, say, anxiety, then it's going to be hard to hear anything but the scary, repetitive, mucky thoughts. So meditation, it may be hard. It seems so impossible at that time to calm down, but breath work also, pranayamic breathing, I think that's what it's called, single nostril breaths, something. I mentioned creativity too, something that'll slow down the mind, get your mind off of things. Talking to a friend, expressing yourself, talking things out, writing them out, because when they are expressed in that way, it's easier to see if it's better, if things are actually better than they are, if we're overreacting, things like that. So this card says, you have learned from experience. More inner study is now required for further progress. So there is something that is needed, again, like I said, to be learned. This is Melchizedek. For anyone who knows who this person is or is drawn to them. I haven't really looked into all of these light being figures, but yeah. Anyways, I digress. I don't think it's necessary for me to pull any more cards for y'all. I'm already almost at 20 minutes. I'm just going to pull one moon deck card. One card. What message does group 1 need from this deck most? Yes. Oh, excuse me. My emotions move through cycles and connect me to my truth. This too shall pass. And that is all that I'm going to say. I went a little long with this. I'm trying to keep this under an hour. Yeah. So that is your reading group 1. Let me know if it resonates. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in anything else that I am creating and offering, it will be down below. So yes, y'all have a wonderful experience, day, life, yeah, all those things. So let's move on to group number 2 with the layers card. The first word that comes to mind is overstimulation. And that word made me think of Gemini. So maybe you're an air sign, sun, moon, rising, Venus. Maybe you're involved with an air sign. Maybe you're a space cadet. Maybe you have short attention span. Yeah, it's like this card isn't really focused on one particular thing. There's lots of things being taken in that I can see in this card, the longer that I look at it. So it's almost like there's no like focal point. Okay. I'm going to start with the tarot. Yeah. All right, group 2. What does this deck have for group 2? What messages most align? Whoa. What messages most align with group 2? Okay. Oh. Interesting. There's an imbalance of the mind, but it's clouded by an upset, an argument with words, something that I'm seeing a lack of cooperation. I'm seeing that there could have been an argument that ended with a lot of hurt feelings, and there's almost this block in intuition. There's an inability to really tap into that part of the being, that innate part of the being, because of the emotions, because of whatever argument or disagreement or disappointment that has happened, and things are seeming really unfair right now. And because of that, there is this inability to almost focus on the present moment, on really anything. This really hurt. This was really upsetting. And this kind of rocked the boat. There's a lot of shifts and changes because of this event. But it's hard to really see the good right now. It's hard to really be open to divine connection. It's hard to be open to connection, spiritual connection, to ideas, to sharp, clear thinking, to the present moment, like I said before, because of this boat rocking upset. There were maybe some words that were said that weren't that great. I don't think I showed you all the cards. There's a High Priestess in reverse, 5 of Swords, and 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups, like, the more that I look at it, the more it's like this ruminating on how things are just not fair. Things are imbalanced right now. We have the Justice card at the bottom of the deck in reverse. But it's almost like, when I look at this card, it's almost like being drunk and not being able to fully see. It's like almost like a drunken sadness, like being drunk off of like disappointment and not being able to really focus in on your surroundings, what's going on. Yeah. I think I want to do the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. Okay, so I'm gonna draw some messages from this one. What messages? Whoa, whoa! Oh my gosh. Okay, what messages does this deck have for group 2? What messages does this deck have for group 2? Okay, let's see. What messages does this deck have for group 2? Whoa. Okay. So I don't know if there was a breakup of some sort, or if your power was taken away from this upset. But we have creation and the masculine in reverse. Which feels like a dark place to be. Like, you don't feel inspired by anything. You don't, it's really sad. It just feels really sad. But, okay, so the things that I'm getting from this, the two things that I could say are similar about these cards is action, taking action. The masculine being the energy, that the aspect of us that takes action, that says what they feel, that's to the point and blunt, whether it be through action or through expression. And then creation is bringing something from this world into the physical world, which involves taking some sort of action. So there isn't any action being taken because of this kind of dark cloud that I'm sensing that you may be under. And I'm hearing the scales will balance themselves again. The scales will balance themselves again. So there's a need for self-reflection. And all of these cards are just not being expressed because of this upset. But I feel that through self-reflection, through reviewing this situation for what it is, for whether it is expressing how upsetting it was, validating yourself, reorienting. I don't know why that word comes to mind, reorienting yourself. So the self-reflection card is the number 17. And when you add that up, if we're looking at numerology, it adds up to the number 8. And the number 8 card is a strength card in the tarot major arcana. And so finding your strength again, reclaiming your power again from this situation that obviously was not okay, not fair, whether that is subjective or objective, whatever you are feeling. If you feel that it is unfair, that is how you feel. But acknowledging those feelings, and whether it needs to be expressed to this person, expressed in the situation, or self-acknowledgement through self-reflection, that will give you your strength back, and it will allow you to reclaim your power by really seeing yourself the way that you need to be seen and acknowledged from the situation. Cleansing, cutting cords, if this involves attachment to other people, cleansing yourself, allowing yourself to, and that's interesting. In the reflection, it looks like she's like shoulder deep in the ocean. So maybe a cleansing bath, a spiritual bath, just a soak, or if that's not available, a shower. Imagining the shower is some sort of just beautiful white light that is cleansing you. Say prayers over yourself if you are in that type of situation. But whatever you need to do, allow yourself to detach. This was a major shift that was necessary to grow resilience within you, to shake things up. And when things are shaken up, shifts happen, growth happens. So this almost seems inevitable, like this was meant to build your muscle of resilience, of just emotional strength, mental strength, whatever resonates. But this shift, this change is making you stronger. Okay. What affirmation most aligns with group 2? I really feel like this is a breakup. I don't know. I find love everywhere I go. It's all around me. Loving yourself again. Even if you feel like you're the one that messed up. And maybe that's what it is. You're taking the blame of this. You're maybe there's some kind of, someone lied, or there's some kind of deception or something like that, or something just was blurry and unclear, and it just turned into just something that I do not worry about things I cannot control. It just turned into something that did not end very well. But again, when you come out the other side, which you will, because nothing lasts forever, you obviously won't be the same. And it's not a bad thing. But the self-reflection will give you the foundation to bounce back in the healthiest way possible. And that can happen through therapy, it can happen through journaling, prompts, spiritual coaching, finding a spiritual coach, maybe energetic clearing if it is a breakup, or some kind of separation, like energetic clearing to kind of help you move through this energy and away from this energy. But what messages does 35 minutes? Okay. What messages does group 2 have in this deck? What messages are meant for group 2 from this deck? No? Okay. Whoa, whoa. Interesting. So we have Kutsumi. I'm seeing the snake here with transformation and like almost illumination. Cloak of wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. So it's interesting. It's pulling me back to this High Priestess card in reverse. There's an innate intuition within you, but again, it's really hard to access it right now at this very moment. But trust that you know what, when, why, how, and that whatever you are getting an inkling on is valid about your situation. Lady Venus downloads an understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Interesting. So the self-reflection may allow you to really view this situation for what it is and confirm some insight that you may have already had for the situation, as well as acknowledge that you have a right to feel the way that you feel from this, and also to release it so that you can really move forward knowing who you are and how intuitive you are, and to trust those insights and not allow certain things to cloud that and to make you doubt yourself. So Master Jesus, forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. So there is obviously a need to release this, to forgive, to forgive what was unfair, to forgive how this went down, how it ended, to be the bigger person, to have compassion for yourself and for whomever was involved. I find love everywhere I go. It's all around me. So when you are feeling loved for yourself, when you have compassion for yourself, it starts to surround you, and it's easy to attract that. So I don't know if this was a situation where you feel like you weren't receiving the love that you deserve. And it's time to review all of those things. Maybe there's even a need to check in with your own masculine energy and how that may be expressed, or maybe not healthily expressed. Yeah, I need to check in with your masculine energy, possibly. And that's usually associated with the lower chakras. Do you take action? Are you practical? How easily do you express yourself clearly? And a bunch of other things. Okay. So one more card. Healthy boundaries keep me centered and balanced. That's another thing. the masculine energy within us sets proper boundaries to protect the divine feminine within us. And the divine feminine is the creator. She has the ideas, she's sensitive, she is emotional, psychic, and being so open in that sense without boundaries can make it can make us more susceptible to being a little bit more cloudy instead of grounded to the earth and aware of what's happening in front of us, make us more idealistic, make us more naive and easily manipulated. And these are energies that are binary, but it doesn't have to, it doesn't pertain to gender. I hope that's clear. But yeah, and we see that she has the darkness, which is the feminine negative energy, and the illuminated moon on this side, which is the masculine energy. So it's like this balancing of the two. So if you feel that you are sort of needing this inner strength, this protector of sorts, to rediscover it within by creating healthy boundaries, so that no one will treat you like this again. There's something that's just not cool. Like, and yeah, number 3. That's a good number. Number 3 is associated with the Empress in the tarot, who is receptive and also very intellectual and grounded and strong. So she's both connected to her feminine chakra energy, which is intuition, creativity, insight, but she is also at the same time grounded. So she has a sense of authority, so people will not just walk all over her. And then we have number 22, my inner compass knows the way, and it's in reverse. So there's a real need to kind of, the self-reflection I feel will help you, and it could be beyond that. It could be really tapping into this inner high priestess that you may not even be aware of, this intuition that you may not be aware of, or you may not trust, or be fully connected to where you can kind of discern what's yours and what's anxiety, or what's, you know, the opinions of others. But really using that self-reflection, the introspection that comes with the self-reflection, to sort of hone in on that aspect of you, and also balancing out your masculine and feminine energies. Do you lean more on your feminine energy? And do people drain you because of that? Because you're maybe more of a giver, of a very empathetic, compassionate person, but without boundaries. So if that's the case, then you're needing a little bit more of that strength, that grounded masculine energy, or it could be vice versa. But I'm really feeling from this group, there's maybe being too in the emotions and not really balancing that logic with the emotions. So kind of getting carried away by the emotions. And that, I feel, can block your intuition as well. I think the intuition is it's a clarity, so clear balance of logic, presence, as well as receptivity. But if there are no boundaries, there's no protection, so there could be a lot of muck and cloudiness. So I definitely recommend a cleanse of some sort, whether you go to a Reiki practitioner or you pray over bath water and soak in it with the intention that it cleanses you. Pray to yourself, juice cleanse, whatever you feel drawn to, but sort of shedding and releasing physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, so that you can come back into balance because this thing that happened may have been unfair, but I'm also seeing the Justice card as like the scales are imbalanced. So because of that, you may also be imbalanced as well. If we consider that the external world tells us a lot about our internal world. Again, pointing back to the need to self-reflect, which we all can't really, it's hard to escape that if we want to improve as people. There are a lot of layers to this, lots and lots of layers. Yeah, group 2, that is your reading. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and check out my other offerings down below if you're interested in that. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Okay. Group 3. Undulation. Is it going up or is it going down? Most of the time when the escalators are next to each other, it's one's going up and one's going down. So this card, this word is about, I'm not going to express it verbatim Webster's dictionary, but it is about going with the flow, going up when it's meant to go up, moving down when it's going down with the wave, like the escalators next to each other. In flow, I'm thinking of Pisces, going with the flow. Undulation makes me think of non-dual, so almost like a merging, like an androgyny. So maybe you're Gemini or Virgo. Okay, let's check out the tarot. Ugh. Okay. What messages does this deck have for group 3? What messages does this deck have for group 3? Knight of Swords, okay. Air energy. What messages does this deck have for group 3? Ace of Wands, okay. 10 of Swords. Okay. I'm feeling there's a lightness and energy. Maybe the going with the flow is, so it's almost like you're now coasting after coming out of a really maybe rough, high anxiety sort of mental state. Now there's sort of a newness of clarity, a newness of of the mind. The mind almost has gone through a reset. There's freshness and sexual creative energy and inspiration. It's like coming out of an anxious time, and now it's like, I'm just gonna go with it, going with this. It's interesting because I mentioned the high and then the low. And so right now I feel like you're coming out of this valley and coming upward out of whatever anxious, dark ending or time that may occurred, and coming into a freshness of energy that's a lot lighter. And so there's just like climbing back up the mountain, up this wave, and going with it and allowing yourself not to worry too much about the highs and the lows, but to sort of temper them instead of drowning within them. Indulge in this fresh new energy. There's definitely been a cycle that has come to a close, and now you're going up the escalator instead of down. Yeah, so we have Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, juicy, and then the 10 of Swords. What do I want to... Affirmation cards? Okay. What messages do these cards have for group 3? What messages does group 3 need from this deck? The universe supports me in every way. So I feel like this group has had a real change in mindset. I stand up for what I believe in. I don't know if that, holy moly. Yeah, I'm feeling a shift in mindset with this group. Out of all the groups, this one, it's like you're actually coming out of it. You're not in this anxious space. And if you are, there's like a new, oh, that one flew. There's like this new upward upswing. Yeah. The universe totally supports every thought I choose to think and to believe. The universe supports me in every way. Okay, so there's I need to feel supported, to trust the upward swing that you are experiencing or will be experiencing, and not to worry about the down. To be more present and to continue this sort of snowball with positive thoughts and gratitude for every moment that things are beautiful, and to indulge in those, to indulge in this lightness and continue to show gratitude toward it. Slow progress is still progress. I'm doing the best that I can. Yeah, acknowledging the movement, even if it's small movements. And this energy, the Knight and the Ace, are really new and fresh. And it's not cultivated quite yet. It's not grounded quite yet. But there's that spark. There's that like movement. And things are picking up. So shouldn't be any high expectations necessarily. There should just be, I'm getting almost like a blind faith with the universe, a blind faith that you are supported in the direction that you were going, and everything is going to be okay. Okay. Group 3. What does group 3 need to know? Group 3. Messages for group 3 from this deck. Messages for group 3 from this deck. Okay. Ancestor Spirit. You are so supported. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. I just see this as like being deeply supported. Looked over by an elder. What other messages do we have for group 3? What messages do we have for group 3? The song playing right now is Everything Will Be Okay. Yeah, you came out of something. I mean, the Ten of Swords is a rough looking card. It's not, peaches and cream. Divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Okay. And this also makes me think of karma, like the balancing of karma or scales when I see Lady Portia. So there could have possibly been some things, some beliefs, some mental constructs that you've moved through that were generational, so very, very difficult to move through. And now you're kind of feeling light and fresh, almost like your mind is yours now. You've moved through whatever kind of programming. When I'm looking at the ancestor spirit, but it was all meant, it was meant to balance out the scales. It was meant to shift things within your family, whether it's like a family pattern, a karmic generational pattern. Some heavy work to do, but you're being supported divinely. Your ancestors are cheering you on. Whatever you did, whatever you shifted, it was meant to be shifted, and it wasn't at the easiest of lessons. But things are starting to lighten up now. And Gaia, reground yourself. I'm also getting to reground yourself, connect with your emotions, create, to be creative. We have the Ace of Wands, so I'm almost getting like, because now you're out of this funk, your creativity, your sexual energy is starting to kind of like reignite. And so there's a need to create, to be more playful too. Like, I feel the need to giggle, to be more playful, flirty, yeah, relax. Yeah, relax. You can relax now. Let's see. You are supported. It's you're out of the muck. You're out of the darkness. Shadow work, maybe you were doing a lot of shadow work and healing. Really battling with the mind or your ego, the ego mind, the harsh critic, maybe. What does group 3 need to know? Group 3. What does group 3 need to know from this deck? What does group 3 need to know from this deck? My home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. Reclaiming your safe space. Cleansing, relaxing, relax. cooking your favorite meal, grounding, regaining your strength through I'm thinking of incense or like a candle, like getting really sensual, stimulate your senses so that you can kind of, so that you can relax, so that you can really get into this vibration, this energy of going with the flow, of really trusting that you're taken care of, that you're supported. I'm also getting like Gaia, Mother Earth is your home. So also finding comfort and sacred space in nature as well, and communing with her to relax you, to calm you down, to regain your strength, your power, your stillness, your inner stillness. From either a sacred space at home or a sacred space at home on earth. So I forgive, let go, and release with loving ease. I added that release part, but to say, opening your heart again, trusting. Opening your heart allows you to trust. And if you can trust yourself or the universe, you are in flow. She's also nude here, so she's just very open. She's in a very open and receptive place too, in a place of receiving, releasing. There's like birds coming from her. Looks like she might be out in nature. There's just flowers growing around her. She seems in a place of just ease, flow, receptivity, relaxed. I guess I will draw one more card. A little over an hour, but oh well. We are here. Here we are. Group 3. Okay. One card for group 3. What is group 3? Need to know. I'm like shaking the camera. Group 3. What? Balance. A need to balance, rebalance. The void. The void can be a dark place, but it's also a reset. Things are created in the void, in the darkness. Reborn, rebirthed, dying, renewed, resurrected. I also, for some reason, I was thinking of the home as a void space, a space where, and right now I'm using the word void in reference to the womb space and how we get nutrients from our mother in that void space, how we cultivate ourselves, we grow, we become beings, we develop, we form we form in that void space. So just some key words to express what can happen in that void space. And the home can be a void space where we renew ourselves, where we grow, where we shed. And so it's important that our home is a sacred space for us to do that, because it's going to happen many times in our life. The void space is where we start, and there are some metaphorical void space scenarios that we will find ourselves in, and the void is where we go back. So it's important to find your balance so that your boat isn't rocked, so that you can undulate, so that you can go with the flow and not try and go up an escalator that's going down and vice versa. You know, that's like the imagery of resistance. And being resistant could also mean that you don't believe or trust that you are being supported, whether it is by your elders or some divine energy, spirit guides. Do you believe in that? I don't know. What do you believe in? Do you feel supported? Do you feel safe on this earth, on this home, in your home? Whether it is earth, I mean, you have multiple homes. I'm just now getting that idea, but you have multiple homes, and that is the earth, that is the roof over your head. Do you feel safe there? Do you feel like you can be naked and stretching and open? Look, I meet resistance with kindness. Now is the time to integrate all that I have gathered. Anyways, I digress, but do you feel safe? Do you feel like the place that you consider your sacred space, your home, is that a place where you can go into the void space safely, comfortably? It's not a comfortable process, but I mean a space where you can really shed your skin, be around inspiration, feel protected. Again, this protection, support is so important as you go through these shifts and changes. You are transforming, you are shedding things that have possibly been affecting many generations of your family, and you're saying no more. And when you do that kind of work, you need a place that supports you. You need a place that nourishes you while you're going through these shifts. And I mean, we all are going through a shift with the crap that's going on right now. I mean, never have I ever. But yeah, this is the number one card, and the number one is associated with the Magician in the major arcana of the tarot. And the Magician is the card of the divine spark, inspiration, the creator. He has every tool of the suits. He has wands, swords, pentacles, and cups, which are the suits of the tarot. So he has everything he needs to create. The only other card that's really associated with the true void space is the Fool, because he's the zero, and the zero kind of symbolizes like the orifice in which we are all born through. But anyways, creation. This void space is your blank canvas. There's so much change that is happening for you right now. There are so many shifts that are happening for you right now. And you are doing big things. So be sure that you are in a space where you feel supported, where you feel that you can really be vulnerable, because the void space is also a vulnerable space to be. Yes, and when you're going through this transformation, connect with Mother Earth. Connect with her, connect with her, connect with her. And she will hold you. She will support you. She will. Yeah, she will. And do all those things that make you feel safe and supported if you feel really lonely right now. Because, I mean, she's just laying there here in this dark space. She don't even have a blanket. It could be cold out there. I don't know. I'm just now thinking about that. The dark moon. There is a new moon coming up February 11th. Even though this is a timeless reading, maybe your group has a connection with new moons. Maybe you have your monthly cycle around the new moon, or you were born on a new moon or on a dark moon. That would be really interesting. I just got chills actually. Maybe. I would love to know. I'm sorry, I keep looking down because I don't want to nip slip on camera, and yeah. Blossoming. Trust. Okay. I'm going to stop talking at you. Group 3. That is your reading. Comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I shall see y'all again soon. If you're interested in anything else that I am offering, creating, exploring, check out the description box down below. And yeah, y'all have a good one.